Hello everyone, James here, just doing a little test on my um live stream. Just need to make sure everything's okay, so got everything set up to do the live stream tomorrow for the uh, Play by Email Sported Kings campaign. Pretty much have everything set up, I think, the way I need it to. Yes, so just kind of going into the live chat and pop out chat. There we go. So I can do that. That. Yes. So just to kind of give you an idea of what we have so far, this is the board game map. It's all set out, and see if we can see the. I can't really see the laser pointer, so that's okay. Guess we won't do a laser pointer. I'll have to get a ruler to maybe kind of point things out. So basically, this is the setup of the map. I do have each country's playing pieces set out with their initial starting territories. Um, Real quick, just to kind of explain it all. The yellow here, well, that's kind of interesting. What's going on here? Stand by a second. Is this even working? Hmm. Interesting. Let's look at something. This is why we do these practice videos and practice chats. Um, so, yeah, why is my webcam not picking up my thing? Interesting. So, hey, I noticed someone's watching. Go ahead and say hi in the chat real quick for me. I can see if that's working. So this all works out. Uh, Restore chat. It might be me watching. I'm watching myself. That's okay. Now here's the question. The webcam is webcamming, but it's not moving. So that is not an active webcam. So how did this get turned off? Let's unplug it and plug it back in. Let's try that. The one thing I didn't check before we started. Properties. Well, it's looking like it's not even. Maybe now it's working. Hey, there we go. Now it's working. All right, so here's the trick. You need to set it in to its proper space. Bam. Yeah, proper as best as proper can be. Okay, there we go. Now let's see if the hey laser pointer works. Excellent. Here we go. It's been 5 minutes of you guys watching me fumble around trying to get stuff to work, but it is what it is. All right. Anyways, just a brief description as we started previously. Uh, the game pieces on the game board indicate the player's initial starting territories for each country. And So what we have, these yellow guys here, this is Austria. These are the Austrian starting territories here. They also start with a large fortress in their home capital. Every country does start with a large fortress in the home capital of their territories or their countries. Let's see, is Turkey on there as well? Yeah, you can see Turkey down there. And then Russia, Sweden, Prussia. So yes, Austria starts with these territories here. Next is England. England starts with those two up there plus Hanover. And then they also have in the colonies here, you have the New World, North America, Caribbean, and Central America, and then India. And here's a little inset for the Philippines down there. So, uh, going back, England has England, Scotland, Hanover. They've got the American colonies, I guess, for lack of a better way to say it. Those are uh, that's New England, Mid-Atlantic colonies, Southern colonies. They also have Jamaica and the Leeward Islands right there. And then looking on India, they've got Bengal right there and Northern Carnatic right there. Um, so those are the starting territories for England. And next is France, northern and southern France. It's split up between two sections. Going over to the New World, they've got the two provinces up in Canada, and then Ohio Valley and Louisiana territories, which are right there. They also have the French West Indies and the Caribbean, and then in the subcontinent, Mysore is here, and Southern Carnatic is right here. Uh, I guess since we're talking about colonial powers, we'll also talk about Spain. So verify, France is purple, Austria's yellow, England's red, Spain is kind of an orange color. And they start with Spain. They have Sicily and Naples. And then in the New World, uh, New Spain, Panama, and the territory of New Granada. They also have Cuba, Santo Domingo, and Florida. And then in Manila, which is down here in the inset down here, they start with 2 units in Manila plus a small fort. And maybe difficult to tell. Here, I'll bring it a little closer. So this is the small fort indication, and then on the flip side is the large fort indication. So all of the capital territories have a large fort. Manila starts with a small fort. All right, so that's it for the colonial territories. We'll go ahead and turn our attention back to the rest of the map here. So we talked about Austria, talked about England, France, and Spain. Next, we'll just go with Prussia. Prussia's really quick. They're pretty easy. They've got two territories. You got Prussia and then East Prussia over here, which is separated by the Duchy of Warsaw territory in between the two. Also, Sweden. Sweden has three territories up top here. You have Finland, Sweden, and Pomerania. The next would be Russia. Russia has 6 territories. They have the 4 Russian territories plus the 2 Ukrainian territories here. And then finally ends up with Ottoman Turkey. Ottoman Turkey has all of this down here. They're colored brown here. Ottoman is brown, Russia's green, Sweden is blue, Prussia is a gray. Now the thing to keep in mind, especially once we start doing the initial setup phase and all that stuff, these are the country's primary colors. Spain, France, and England also with their colonial territories on the left side of the map. They'll have colonial units in addition to the regular units. So any units that are raised and developed on this side of the map, if they're built over here, they're built as colonial units. Whereas during initial deployment, uh, half of the units rounded up are considered colonial units. The remainder are considered regular units. So, and then when we get to that point, we'll split out the colors. Um, English colonial units are white. Uh, French colonial units are more of a lavender or a lighter purple, and then Spanish colonial units are more of a salmon or a light orange, pinkish color. Um, Also, don't have anything laid out yet, but there will also be naval units displayed on the board. Most of them will be able to put into the actual sea zones: Mediterranean, Atlantic, North Sea, Baltic Sea, Black Sea, and the Western Atlantic, Caribbean, Indian Ocean, Philippine Sea, Eastern Pacific, etc. But if we look to the top right of the board, and again, might not be uh, entirely readable on the actual camera itself, but up in this top right corner up here, there are the sea zone. It's the sea zone movement chart. You know how each sea zone connects to another sea zone, plus which land territories connect to the respective sea zones. So there are a handful of off-board sea zone areas, Southern Atlantic and the Western Pacific most specifically. So those might be utilized. Those boxes might be utilized from time to time when navies are traversing the area. One thing to note, um, right here in the, let me move it back over. So looking at the Caribbean Sea and the Eastern Pacific Ocean, uh, those sea zones are not connected together. There was no there was no uh, Panama Canal at this time. Although you could say that they could go the long way around by going all the way to the southern Atlantic, um, but didn't don't have that included at this time. So at the moment, basically, if you're coming from the Philippines to the Western Pacific, Eastern Pacific, those are dead end areas. Although it might be worth considering down the road making a connection between the Western Pacific and the Southern Atlantic. Maybe make a Southern Pacific Sea Zone or something in there. That's kind of a bridge between the two. But other than that, that's the basic initial starting areas for each territory. A few other points. We do have our turn track up top here. And then here in the bottom right, it's kind of our victory point allocation down here. So the value of each territory that a country owns gets totaled up. This tells you how many victory points each country will get. This in turn, uh, in addition to the victory conditions, this also gets turned into how many gold each country collects during the revenue collection phase. Keep in mind this does not include random events or victory point bonuses such that Sweden, Ottoman Turkey, and Spain receive. They get a little bonus for their victory point conditions. This does not reflect it. This is just a straight uh, addition or a sum of territories that each country owns. So, all of that being all said and done, considering all the fumbling, and it does look like we have some chatting. I do have the video working. Everything does seem to be set up. So I think we're in a situation where we are ready to go live tomorrow for our turn one of our play by email Sporting Kings campaign. And if anybody does happen to catch on to this video and watch it and are kind of likes what they see and they want to participate. We do have 8 territories, or excuse me, 8 countries in the game. Each country has at least one player, but we're welcome to inviting more people, so that way each country can have multiple players. And then with the multiple players, each team would then uh, be able to work together to achieve their goals of victory and conquering the world and becoming the victors of the campaign. So with that, I think that is all that needs to be said. Maybe a touch a point out here. Get this focused on my hand, maybe. Looks like we might be having some focusing issues. That's unfortunately an issue with regards to the webcam itself. I don't know if that's necessarily something that I will be able to adjust. Um, maybe. Oh, I guess I can manually focus things if needs to be. So hopefully um, I'll be able to keep track of that and monitor that as we go. Um, I guess one thing to consider as we progress, and it might be difficult for the players, as the players are watch these video playbacks, might be difficult for the players to recognize, well, how many troops are in each individual territory, etc. Um, that's fine. My intent is to, after it's all said and done, I will type up a document that includes basically all of the publicly known information, movement, battles, and uh, location of troops at the end of the turn. So that way, everybody will have a list and everybody will know where everything is. So I think that pretty much covers it all. Got all the kinks worked out. I think that's the biggest thing. Um, so this streaming video is a bumbling mess, but I think that's okay because that's just basically getting all the details worked out. And other than that, I do believe we're ready to sign off. Ah, if you're interested in playing this game, please do not hesitate to ask how to join in. Again, like I said before, we're open to new players joining us and playing along with us, joining individual teams. Once you do join in, we do play all of our communications over Discord. We do have a Discord server specifically created for this game. So once you just sign up and get in on Discord, you'll be randomly assigned a country, and then you'll be able to start working with the other players on your team and take it from there. So I think I've done rambling for now. Test works. I think we're good to go. Uh, I'll talk to you guys later. Let me check one more thing. Focus. And happy gaming, everybody. Talk to you tomorrow.